In my last video, I showed you how to create this hero section using HTML and CSS. Now we're going to jump straight into WordPress and I'm going to show you how to do this exact same thing using Elementor, specifically grids. Here we are in Elementor and I'm specifically using the Hello theme, and I also have Elementor installed. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to create a new page. I'm just going to call this hero. I'm going to set the template, to canvas, Elementor canvas. Publish. And then I'm going to edit with Elementor. Now let's begin. The first thing I'm going to do is to create a new grid container. It doesn't matter how many initial grids it have. I'm just going to call this hero. I'm going to set content width to full width and the minimum height to 100 VH. For the columns and rows, I want to set this to 12 columns at 1 FR and 12 rows at 1 FR. I want to remove all the gaps, and then I'm going to go to Advanced and I'm going to remove the margin and the padding from this. So here we are on the page, and if I go ahead and inspect the page, go to Layouts and click the grid, you'll see we have our normal grid here. So let's get back into WordPress. Inside our grid, I want to create 3 containers. So I'm going to create one container, and then I'm going to create another one, and then finally one more. For the first container, I want it to have the image. So I'm just going to select it, go to Style, Background Type, choose Image, and select the image from here. I want the position to be center top, repeat to be no repeat, and display size to be cover. Then I'm going to go to Advanced, come down to CSS classes, and I'm going to give this a class of Hero BG. I'm going to copy the class name, publish. Then I'm going to go on the page, go to Customize, come down to Additional CSS, and then paste the class name. I'm going to give this a grid area of 1, 1, 13, and 7. Now that this is positioned correctly, I can publish, go back to the Elementor page, refresh this, and now we can work on our second container. So this second container, if you remember, is the solid container. And for this, I just want the background color to be, let's make it just a light orange, something like that. Then go to Advanced, also give this a class. So let's call this Hero Solid. Copy the class name, publish. Then we can go back to Customize, and we can go ahead and use the class. And I want to give it a grid area of 1, 7, 13, and 13. Now I can publish that, go back to Elementor, refresh, and we are okay here. Now it's time for the content section. Within the content container, I want to have the same things that I had when we were doing the HTML version. So I'm going to go ahead and add a header, another header, a text editor, and a button. Then I'm just going to go ahead and change out the text for each of these things. Before we do anything else, because everything is kind of cramped into one cell, let's go ahead and position the content box first. So select content, go to Advanced, go down to Classes, and I'm going to call this Hero Content. Again, just copy the class there, publish, go back to your Customize screen, just give it a refresh, go to Additional CSS, and now you can use the class. For this, I'm going to give it a grid area, and this grid area is 4, 6, 11, and 11. So now you can see it positioned properly here. I want to go back into the Elementor editor window, refresh so we can see the update. And now with this update, we can continue styling our content. So I'm going to go ahead here and just give this a background color of white. I'm going to position everything to the center of the box. I'm going to go to padding. I'm going to change this to rem, and I'm going to increase this to about 3 rem is okay. Now let's look at the contents of this container. For the heading, I'm going to choose the Rochester font. Is that what it's called? I think so. This one, right? Then I'm going to change the color of this to be something like that. And I also want to decrease the font weight of it. Then for the heading, I'm going to go ahead and set its font to Amaranth, this one. That's a funny word to pronounce. Anyway, I'm also going to give it a line height of about 45 pixels. Then I want to increase the font size of this to 5. Let's give it some more line height. And I'm going to change the color as well to just something a little bit darker like this. Let's also increase the line height just a bit more. And I'm going to align everything to the center. For the subtext, I can just go ahead and align everything to the center. And then for the button, I can go to style, and I want to set this padding here to rem. For the top, I want to set it to 1.3, the bottom 1.3, and then the side should be 2, and the other side should be 2. Then for border radius, I want it to be 45 pixels. Let's also change the color to a blue like this. Now, if I go ahead and publish this and preview the site, you'll see that we have pretty much the exact same thing that we had when we did it with HTML and CSS. In my next video, I'll show you how to do this with just Flexbox containers. Stay tuned and I'll see you soon.